January. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tennis Channel studios. No Eagle, Chanda Rubin, Nico Pereira with you here on TC Live, and glad to have you with us after we just saw Felix Auger-Aliassime get through to the semifinal, Chanda, for the second time in a row in Cologne. Got to the final, lost to Sasha Zverev last week. Now, Zverev did win today, and we'll get to those highlights because Zverev wasn't necessarily looking his best, had his hip work on. Is this an opportunity for Felix to try to get on the board?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Winning that first tournament for any player is big, and being able to hold the trophy up at the end of the week, that doesn't happen, every week. So I think it's a big opportunity. But for Auger-Aliassime, he still has to take it one match at a time. He's still got some work to do in front of him before he has that opportunity. But he's got to be feeling pretty good with the effort he put in today.
Well, 6 finals at this young age against the players that he has lost, I think is nothing to be ashamed of. And if you keep knocking on the door, it will happen. And I certainly think it will happen for Auger-Aliassime. Is it this week? Maybe not, but this guy is certainly making improvements, and he's ready. He's right there.
Well, plenty of action to run through. So let's start in Ostrava today, where Victoria Azarenka, who has had an incredible resurgence, a renaissance here after becoming a mom and really learning to live with that as a professional athlete. Chanda, she looked strong once again.
Yeah, and I think just being good to herself, Azarenka, understanding the process, and it has been coming together, certainly from the hard courts here to the indoors, and she's just playing confident tennis. And Mertens is a tough competitor. She's so solid from the ground. But Azarenka, once she got just a little head of steam in this first set with the excellent movement, she was just as solid. But her serve really helped her big in some critical moments. Once she got the first set tucked away, she really let her game fly. Azarenka, one of the more solid players from the ground as well, and one of the best competitors out there. You combine that with her game clicking, with the serve being so dominant, and it made it look pretty routine in that second set.
So Azarenka through to the semis. She'll take on Maria Sakkari, and here's what she had to say about her upcoming opponent.
She's a great player. I got to know her a bit more off court. She's a great person. And she's a great fighter. Her physicality is a big advantage, I feel like, for her game. And I'm really looking forward. I don't think we've played before. We practiced a few times and we had some crazy practice sets. So it's definitely going to be fun.
Well, let's look to the bottom of the draw. The bottom half, it's Jen Brady, the American, taking on Veronika Kudermetova and Chanda. Brady, this match went nearly 2 hours.
It was a battle, and Brady had opportunities to take the first set, got up once they got to the tiebreak. But Kudermetova, she's been a tough competitor as well, playing some of the most confident tennis of her career. She was able to sneak away with that first set, making a comeback from 4-love down. But then Brady kept holding her serve, got a little frustration from Kudermetova. That could have been dangerous.
Big
that
time.
was kind of the flick back on yourself. But in the end, it was Brady just being so strong and solid off the ground, using her ability to play in the midcourt area as well. She would not get broken, Brady, in the last 2 sets. And, in the end, once she got on top of Kudermetova, she didn't doubt herself, and she kept firing. Certainly a few errors from Kudermetova in the end helped, but Brady so dominant as well, and just looking great from the summer on.
A big reason for that, 14 aces in this match. She's top 10 on tour in that category, and here's what Ostrava looks like in the semis. Azarenka and Sakkari, Brady and Sabalenka, and we're going to get to that match a little bit later in the show because that was one that had plenty of twists and turns. But Nico, Jen Brady continues to play solid tennis. This is a really good opportunity for the young American.
Oh, yes. I really enjoyed watching her at World Team Tennis this summer and working with Michael Gesser in Germany. I love it. The UCLA standout, not afraid to taking the road less traveled and going to train in Europe. She's certainly one to watch, and she had a great summer. I can't wait to see what she comes up with next year.
Yeah, and she talks, Brady, about staying in Europe, really, being willing to get down and pay the price and just focus on her tennis. I think that has had some big results for her. And I think in the end, when you look at how big her game is from the ground, when you look at how confident she's now serving, in that match, 14 aces, she's winning on average like 80% of points behind the first serve. That's huge numbers. And if she can keep that up, she's going to continue to be dangerous.
Well, Jen Brady, if she's hitting the forehand a little bit behind, they go long and she misses misses some, but if she's hitting in front, she's top 10 material.
Without a doubt. So we'll go from one young American to another one, as this was a little bit of a surprise in Antwerp. The final American remaining in the draw, Marcos Giron, the UCLA product, taking on Alex de Minaur and Nico. This match did not take very long, less than an hour.
Well, this is a very fast indoor, and you see Giron missing opportunities like that. He also only won 32% of his second serve points. That means de Minaur was dominating from the back, and the Australian has really worked hard to come into his own this year. For me, he's a guy that could have been in the top 20 if it was not for that bad injury he suffered during the ATP Cup. He was looking forward to playing in Australia. He could not. He was disappointed, but he's a fighter. You know, he's the son of a Uruguayan and a Spanish. This guy is going to be there, and he will work hard to get his due, and he is this week.
So de Minaur is through, and the number one seed, David Goffin, was knocked out by Giron yesterday. That match took nearly 2 hours, an hour and 40, so Giron maybe a little bit tired coming into this one. De Minaur takes advantage. He's into the semis against Dimitrov, Evans, and Humbert down at the bottom half. But Nico, Alex de Minaur, you mentioned the talent. He's still so young, inside the top 30 now. What's the ceiling for a player like that?
I've been watching him since he's 14 years old, and Alex is a guy that really needs a little bit more power. He's got the moves. You know how fast he is. He can defend. He's got the mentality, not afraid to stay out there. He will battle tooth and nail until the last point. He's trying to get a little bit more meat into those bones, and the ceiling, I think he's a top 20 guy right off the bat. He's got, Leighton Hewitt also on his corner teaching him a lot on how to play very cerebral tennis, and I think it's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, I think definitely when you have the kind of heart that he has, the kind of fight, the willingness to get down and compete, I mean, that's worth so much. And even what he lacks in power, he can sometimes, make his game bigger than what it is. I think that's going to be the key for him. He continues to use his serve well. That will pay some dividends. And we know how quick he is around the court. So if some things can fall his way and he can stay healthy, I think that's big. He certainly can continue to be a factor.